Hello there. Right, I'm in a new house, so I've been trying to tweak the audio and I still don't think it's too flash, and my camera setup's totally different. Um, I think I had different monitors since the last time I was recording video, which is maybe why the video is a bit different. Anyway, I started this sketchbook apparently on the 1st of January this year. I've finished it, so let's just go through it. It is 60 pages and I've drawn on both sides for most of it. Halfway through my current sketchbook, I've decided to just do on one page because maybe I want to pull out pages and maybe mount them or something like that. Plus, I have noticed that doing scans, you might see the back of the page come through when you do a scan. So that's going to change. This first drawing was based on a still life that I did of a razor blade and something else. But anyway, someone suggested spaceship, so I drew a spaceship the next day. Done in fine liner and a bit of Copics. This is non-bleed proof paper, as you will see. It's just 110 gram cartridge. So most... No, hang on. It wasn't Copics because Copics bleeds through, and I'm getting a cramp. And why am I still recording? Who knows? Right, I'm going to come back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. What else have we got? Then we did a humanoid Slater in fine liner. That was on the 3rd of March. You do find with some of my books I could go all the way through and jump about, mainly because I would have done probably one page, and then decided to fill in the blanks, which I'm not going to be doing. And I've done a eye in biro and some alien creature. That was in February, so I'm jumping all over the place. Some more eyes here. Sort of a dragon eye. Two variations on irises. I know a devil dude, some alien creature, and some eyes. So I think I drew that first, and then I decided to work on the eyes a little bit. Next up, we have what I like to call a paperweight, done in pencil, based on a still life. It was sitting on top of a magazine or a book from the looks of it. Next up is a fish skull from antiquity or prehistory or dinosaur era. I should really have guides on this, so when I'm editing the video we don't have to jump all over the place. I'm pretty sure I had a cutting pad on the ground here last time. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Spaceship, I did draw it to go this way, but looking at it maybe it goes that way. Anyway, who knows. Quick and nasty still life in biros of some plants. This is from a dream I had. It was weird, like I had bites around my neck which wound up having teeth, and this bit here I was lying down and I had pretty much a statue of, the Eiffel Tower coming out of my chest. So to sort of emulate that, I've drawn some mechanical stuff on the inside of me. Yeah, very good dream. Here is a tentacly moss with lots of eyes, based on the drawing from a while back of the eyes and the little creature. So that thing there and that has wound up turning into this. Also fine liner. This one started off in blue pencil, did fine liner, and then a little bit of grey Copics to get this horny dude. This one here started out in fine liner. Because of the Copics on the previous page, there's a bit of bleed through, so I've just riffed on the bleed through and added some arms and legs to a big head. This one here, I'd bought some octopus for dinner. Before I cooked the dinner and gobbled it, I did a quick sketch of the actual tentacles. And it's interesting because I find that the real tentacles don't look very much like the ones I draw. So that's something to keep an eye on. A tentacle monster, sort of a bird head thing with suggestion of skin and stuff. Sort of a reverse monolith here on an alien planet. So the whole thing here is that's supposed to lead somewhere. And we've got a couple of weird flying critters. Most of these drawings will be fine liner. And that being said, here's a quick and nasty dragon with fine liner and pencil. Started out with a bit of blue pencil, added fine liner, and then did some colouring. We have a little bit of a biomechanical bull, I guess. Fine liner again. More fine liner. Your bog standard alien. Some guy with no brain case eating, or either being possessed by or having tongues of tentacles. We have a tonguey biomechanical object here based on one of H.R. Geiger's drawings. Another still life. This one is of a salt lamp. This is based off a drawing I took of a friend, and I added tentacles. And I tried to get the Better with Tentacles hashtag up and running, and so far I'm about the only one who's ever posted anything that says Better with Tentacles. Here's a squirrel with his nuts flying through the air, chasing them apparently. Trying a sort of surrealistic eye. So we've got skin folds and teeth and then the eyeball. And I added the black background to sort of bring this out and make it be in the front. We have a cyborg chicken tank thing, sort of. Blue biro. This must have been Star Wars Day. Yep, 4th of the 5th. Rancor with tentacles, because why not? A bit of Copics, mostly fine liner, started with blue pencil. And you find most of these drawings start with blue pencil. Skull, not from reference. Brain, not from reference. Maybe I had a migraine that day because I've got a stake going through the eyeball, which tends to be, yeah, yes, I do, because it just says migraine. There we go. I tried to do some sort of cosmic-y art. So here's a picture of a tentacle monster with lots of eyes. Realistic sort of lady with blue eyes. The video doesn't pick them up too much, but you can see that the other page, which is going to be a tentacle monster, you can see it through the page. So I figured for artworks I might want to scan and maybe sell as prints, it's best to just draw on the one side of the page, because then you don't have to screw around too much for post-processing to actually get rid of any of this sort of stuff. The alternative would be to redraw the whole drawing on a single page and sell it as a print, or print it, or whatever. And you'll see some of these, or most of these drawings will have little ticks. That just means I've scanned them in. Because sometimes I'll scan in on the day I've drawn a picture, and sometimes it'll be afterwards. And I do find if you do it afterwards, it took me probably an hour and a half to scan the whole sketchbook in and do file saving and naming and whatever. Another tentacle monster based very much on that one. Gave it a different look, made it sort of more biomechanically with like knifey tail ends and stuff. Some sort of realistic half mechanical head. This was a low effort drawing of a dog. This lady is out of a art book, medieval style. Another try to be quick and easy. Would this be Surrealism? Not sure. Anyway, it's a tongue. I worked on getting the shading down for the tongue, give it a bit of depth, and I think that shows up okay on the video. Lots of eyes in what would typically be just one eyeball. So who knows if they're inhabiting the brain and it's got a tongue, or if that's just how this creature looks. Who knows? I think this is some German dude out of an art book again. I was going for a sort of monotone, bold look. Intentionally did the texture like that. Okay, then we have just random drawings based on, this is based on yesterday's drawing, so it's basically just a set of falsies. We've got some, I don't know, snail thing with the saddle, tentacle coming out of nowhere, which is sort of based on or inspired by wherever it is. Flickety flick, flick, flickety flick, flickety flick, flick, flick. Where is it? That one? No? Maybe I'm thinking about a drawing I drew later, which was inspired by that. I think that's the deal. Okay, and then this thing, which I've done a few different variations on in the next few days, because I sort of like the design. We have a lady in a space helmet, and then the bleed through is the more evil looking one in a helmet. Evil given by, I guess, the smirk. This one she's not smirking. This one she is, and she's got pointy eyelashes. No, eyebrows. Tentacle monster, sort of mechanical, based on this stuff, which sort of gives the impression it's like sheet metal or something. Bleed through from yesterday, I think. Yeah, because that's all grey Copics, so these eyes would be where you can see bits bleed through here. So a happy looking multiple-eyed monster. This is supposed to represent one of those cats without any fur. Sort of came up okay. Bleed through the same cat, very quick and nasty. These were just some quick sketches I did at National Gallery of Canberra. We have a tentacle monster, very quick and nasty. So this could be a skull with tentacles, or it could be a skull with tongues, or it could be an aquatic anything. Another skull that reminds me a bit of Killface from what was it called? I don't know. Anyway, some cartoon where there's a big white dude. Another skull with interesting design, I guess. Not anatomically correct. The devil, or something very similar. Was that bleed through or not? I don't think bleed through, but I do think it was based on what I could see coming through the back. Anyway, some Lovecraftian beastie, I guess. Another sort of tentacle monster. Getting some biomechanical stuff. So yeah, that tentacle there that was inspired by a previous drawing. I'd like to work on this a bit more at some point. Expand on this floating skull attached to hoses with a sort of energy power plant thing there. Here's a version of the little Nautilus-y sort of brain case beastie from the other day. This is just a bleed through. So I've gone for a biomechanical thing. I think I wasn't feeling too inspired this day, so a skull. A tentacle monster here. This I think is based on the next drawing we're going to see. Yeah, this is 13th of the 5th. The next drawing was the 12th of the 5th. But basically I was trying to capture the mouth and then I worked around that. So this here is based on a stingray baby. So you can see the sort of mouth here is mirrored here. fine liner, bit of white texture. Riffing on the little alien biomechanically brain head popping out of a hole. That's that tentacle monster from the previous page, or something in the same sort of genus. Side view. We have a more, I guess, hideous tentacle monster because I've drawn slime on it. Something based on a clam, pretty much. Saw a picture of a clam and drew it from memory, which apparently looked something like that. At least close enough to it. Something inspired by Geiger's drawings again. That's something else I want to maybe do a bit more of. We have similar / inspired by the clam of the previous page. So we've got the eyes, we've got tentacles, and we've got fleshy parts. And I must bring that one upside down. We've got an eye inside an orbis, biomechanical. This was based on maybe one of Frank Herbert's sandworms. From that one I drew the rear of it for the next. So we got that. Basically from, what are these? What might these be? Which led to this thing. Biomechanical panda titty monster from the looks of it. With energy flying through its horns, which is sort of Hellboy-ish. Bog standard Cthulhu. This here is a deer, and rather than having horns, I gave it tentacles, which doesn't really come off too well. Because there's not much in the way of movement, I don't think, attached to this. So maybe if the slime was flicking around, that would give movement more. Something I might explore a bit more in another day. More Geiger inspired stuff, so Tooth and Skulls, biomechanical things. I really like how this one turned out. Biomechanical dude looking to the sky with really well defined arms here. Not so much the background bit, but this bit worked out quite well, and I think the head as well. Another biomechanical worm thing. Playing around with stuff here, so I've done a biomechanical tentacle, some eyes attached to optic nerves, another skull thing of tentacles, and a, I don't know, labia butterfly, perhaps? And that's a cat tooth. I think I must have seen a photo of one of my cat's teeth that fell out once. And yes, it is an adult tooth. Right, very quick and nasty, bold brush pen monster of some description, which I actually don't think is too bad, considering it was probably a 5-minute job as well. But I'm thinking about working on that for a future thing as well. Variation or exploration into the previous page. It's basically, what are those eyes attached to? So it's wound up being thruster pods for a spaceship of sorts. Another tentacle monster, because everything better with tentacles. So that's gone for a more cartoony version of the one from a few pages back. Another variation on a biomechanical worm mouth thing. This, I guess we could call out of your mind. So, skull, spinal cord or something, eyes, also being inspired by the drawing here. And tentacles, just because. Very quick and nasty Robocop, based on a figurine I had in front of me, so it's pretty bad considering how to reference. More stuff inspired by, I guess, June, biomechanical sandworm. More sandwormy stuff, red in the middle to imply the interior of the sandworms, which chew up stand, I guess. a happy looking sandworm, potentially. Even though this looks like an eye, it's not meant to be. It's just meant to be like a warty thing, but interpret the way you wish. Then I've gone for a very cartoony looking tentacle monster, based on, from the looks of it, something from Dr. Zeus. Predator, based on reference, not very good. Biomechanical drawing, don't mind it too much. Not as symmetrical as I was planning for, but meh. More biomechanical stuff. Riffing on the tentacles, horns and connecty pieces, more biomechanical. A surrealistic dog. I explored the theme of these eyes in a few spots, and I put a keyhole in here just because why not? A potentially toothy, flying, horny thing. So who knows? Maybe it's if I made it purple, maybe it's a people eater. An alien hippopotamus is what I like to call this one. Here we have a shoe or a skull attached to something from the looks of it. Not quite sure, but it was fun to draw. Horny skull with tentacles again. Maybe that could be like something you'd put on your desk. So these would be the feet. Maybe the eyes glow, who knows. This one here, based on the previous drawing from a while back. Let's see if we can find it quickly. Of course it's going to be way, way, way back, isn't it? Yep. So, this drawing here led to this drawing here. A couple of hell beasts. So I've been working on a painting for one of my cousins for the last, Jesus, probably 20 years now. And it's only like 1/10 done. So I gotta get back on that one day. Anyway, it has these like flying hell monsters, which this is one. This is another one. Then I tried to go a bit Lovecraftian in it, which gives us this sort of one. I thought I'd draw something based on They Live, which is this. Fine liner Copics. No. Derwents. No? Was it Derwents? Might have been Prismacolor pencils. I don't know. Anyway, whatever pencil I was using, they were nice. Octopus based on some soap I have, and I find the soap actually dries my hands out way, way, way too much. Biomechanical drawing. I think I started this by drawing the lizards and then whacked into it. And I like how this sort of tail things turned out. So I might explore that, and also these sort of bony nodules in other drawings. I've tried to go a cyborg-ish, biomechanically-ish, even though he is Robocop. So showing the skull and making the lips look dehydrated and other stuff. It sort of comes out okay. Trying to draw a brain with tentacles. And then I have another go the next day. So brain, tentacles, based on the bleed through. And I don't mind this one actually too much. Another tentacle-y monster dude, sort of based on the creature from the other day, which had the big teeth and the wings. But I'm still working on exploring the eyes. And we've given it a keyhole as well. Self-portrait of me. I went to a horror movie from the 80s at the, I think it was the Astor Theatre, was it? Anyway, 3D, very hokey movie, self-portrait. This one, I think I drew this or that first, and then just drew the squid for the heck of it. But I was sort of exploring these multiple-eyed critters. Skull, horns, tentacles. Skull, horn, tentacles. Must have been the favourite thing to draw at this time. Ooh, I need to go to bed nearly. See, my phone says, go to bed. Like, get stuffed. And it's not a phone, it's a watch. very quick and nasty. These things are really low effort, but I think they turn out well for jellyfish and a weird ass octopusy thing. Yes, ding ding ding. More biomechanical stuff. Probably got to explore that a bit more as well. More biomechanical stuff. I tried to draw sort of a. I think I was watching Rick and Morty and decided to draw one of the tentacle monster things out of that. And I think I only had 2 arms, but I added more. I like how the irises come out on this. Let's see if we can get that. I think it's, yeah, I've got the focus set on one spot so it doesn't go in and out. So anyway, that's what that looks like. Another one here. So I've gone sort of cartoony, more biomechanical, nasty, and then I've done a sort of a Lovecraftian version as well. I guess with these, I could add more tentacles. This one I've gone overboard with the tentacles here, but I guess it'd be interesting to have something that shows scale as well, because it could be this big, or it could be this big, or it could be like 10 stories high. Who knows? Aeon Flux inspired eyeball. The biomechanical version of the eyeball. This one is based on Giardia lambda, which is an amoeba, which gives you the shits, literally. Biomechanical. This is from a still from TV. I was watching some movie on SBS, which was pretty cringy, but I paused the screen and did a really quick, loose sketch of some lady. Here we have a construction. Scales given. Biomechanical ladybug, tentacles, because everything's better with tentacles. This was sort of based on the biomechanical ladybug. I'm not sure now if it comes out as either an aquatic animal or a spaceship or what. Still life of a perfume bottle I have. Perspective is way off. And lucky last on this sketchbook is another skull with hoses and the connecting thing. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully I do more of these. Probably will if I'm only drawing on one page of my sketchbook, because for your standard 60-page sketchbook, rather than being 120 days between videos, it could be 60. Anyway, new place. What else is going on? Bank told me that I could get stuffed. I'm going to be renting forever. Yay! Could be earning more money at work, but I really need to get a new job if that's going to happen. Maybe I should become an artist full time, but then I need to sell stuff, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, yeah. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, and share, and come back for more videos as I post them, or you can browse the existing collection and comment and all that fun stuff. Anyway, until next time, catch you later.